Well, if you take time to basically load up your own ship full of little bits and pieces, or even have like count them off as you're ready to take off, you find a lot of like valuables and stuff that had been taken from Brian's planet,
Oh, wonderful.
textiles, bits and rare materials, cultural type stuff. It doesn't look like he stole exactly from Brian, the family or tribe themselves. It seems more like from probably his palace.
So does that
and
mean
his
that we can
chieftains.
pull a British and sell them to museums for extra cash?
More than likely, do you know he's like a museum guy?
Yeah, nice.
So a roundabout, this would grant you.
So hey, Brian, how do you feel about your culture being sold for material gains?
I would prefer that we return it to the other tribe that it came from as a sign of goodwill from my tribe to them. But, I mean, are we how strapped for cash are we that we're just going to sell off artifacts and things?
As you say, how strapped for cash are we? Aiden empties his pockets, they're empty.
I mean, you can have my money. I have like, I think 20,000 credits.
Of course, I did make sure to mention that they are bits and pieces from Brian's planet, you know. But it looks like
Brian's not taking the 20,000 credits. She's going to return her portion of the loot.
Are you? Is it going to be? Are you LPing it like you're basically keeping some of your uncle's more precious items? Like,
Yes.
oh, I'm sure that's important to him. That's probably important to him. Don't want to sell some of his important things that he did when he was a bit nut.
Let's sell this candid collection of pictures of grandma.
Stuff, then yeah, Thiveron's returning it.
No, it looks more like valuables and stuff like that, like current ones. Like there's a trophy of an exotic animal, or like gilded bits and pieces. You know, like things you find in royalty.
Yes, I don't think Talbot would be too keen on me selling historically significant artifacts.
So who you sell it to? Maybe if they display it comfortably, so you can see it.
I'll tell you what, Brian. If you want to save the culture stuff, you can roll me a culture and see if you can pick out the best things.
Oh!
To save. You got 27 plus 5 for the Thiveron.
Yay!
And the most culturally significant things that you can study and pick out through the whole collection, you find out it's only around about, what, 10,000 credits or so? And even then, you could probably cut it down to around about 5,000 if you didn't want, like, symbols of his station and the like, which he probably won't get to have anyway.
10,000 credits worth, that's what I'm returning. I was willing to return my whole 20,000 credits worth of stuff.
So Brian makes sure to pick out from the pile the important things that she thinks would be important to her uncle. Suddenly having strangely good culture suddenly. It's really weird. It's as if she didn't roll herself. And as for the daggers, I am actually going to mention what they are now. They are, when used on anybody else, it counts as a green lotus extract. However, on a specific race, such as, well, I mentioned before, it counts as a hydrofluoric acid.
We did think that we were kidnappers, so like it's pretty proportional.
If you wanted to take your uncle's bow, it is a battle bow of 4d8 damage. So it's slightly better than an elite battle bow. It lacks the archaic quality, as it could be used in melee due to the blades along the top.
Ooh. I mean, he's not going to be able to use a bow anymore.
It also has the, where is it? The rebounding fusion attached to it.
Ooh,
oh, that's how he did the, yeah.
That's how he bounced his, how he bounced his shot from one wall to the other.
That seems really cool.
Remove like his weapons, any ammunition, anything that could be used as a weapon, potentially his armor.
I want you to roll perception. So yeah, you're basically studying it, and you do find a little something as you're looking through the like basically his armor. You do notice like this small hexagon like thing on his back, and you're like, what's this? No, actually, you can. You can actually roll mysticism as well.
Okay, so I think armor upgrades are an engineering to identify, but I'll take mysticism.
That's because it's a hybrid item. A quartz reflector. That's right, more crystal. Gives you resistance 10 against damage dealt by laser weaponry.
Ooh.
What are you guys going to be doing now?
Yeah, I say what we do is we park the crystal ships at an Aegis Corp dock, and then like bring over some technicians from Bryn's planet to work on it there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're heading back. You're heading towards lovely planet called Triaxis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so. So you have round about a week and a bit. However, there is a small issue while going through the drift, as you have taken enough time that your uncle is starting to wake up.
Oh. I think we need to decide how we were keeping him before that. Like, is he in like a cell? Is he in like a bedroom? We don't really have a brig.
Also, it would be best if, you know, he has somebody there when he wakes up, and that somebody shouldn't be Aiden, because Aiden will be, hey buddy, are you gonna cause trouble? We don't have to cut off the other arm, do we?
I mean, I think it should definitely be Bryn.
That's be in Bryn's room. Motherfuckers.
Your uncle starts to wake up, Bryn. At first, he tries to lift his hand up to touch his forehead, though it's mysteriously missing.
Yeah, a mystery.
You see, panic a little, like.
It's okay, you're fine.
He's like leans back. He's still a bit sleepy, and he's like looking around, dazed and confused. You can see now that the prominent scarring on his face from his mutations have faded somewhat even more, though the scars will probably remain.
It's me, your little niece Bryn. And she's gonna take, like, because he had all those pictures in his ship. She's gonna have taken them and have the one of her and like, say, look, it's me, but bigger.
Bryn. He like slowly tries sitting up. He's like finding it a bit hard to support himself on one arm, and he looks towards you. He's like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, he looks down. He's like, "What happened to my arm?"
So that's a bit of a long story. How about you tell? What's the last thing you remember?
I was fighting.
These are my friends. We travel the galaxy together, saving people.
You can see him like starting to gather himself a bit more, and he's like checking around. It's like, I see. Something bad happened, didn't it?
Yes, you were falling into exile, and I don't think anyone realized.
Oh. I see. Yes, well, I'm starting to remember a bit of it now. And you helped me? How?
I think so. So you might notice that you are sans an arm.
Yes, that was the first thing I noticed. That was my dominant arm.
I am very sorry, but it had become very infected, and I might have found a piece of the fourth sister. You see her turning a little green, and I just chopped it off, and we threw it out into space.
just completely flashback to
and nothing weird happened with it at all. Just threw infected arm into space.
I see. It's amazing that you removed it. It should have been lost forever.
Yes, it was either that or lose your life. So I thought it was worth trying.
Don't feel too bad about it. I mean, we got Kuzon here. He builds arms. Like, he has experience with it. See? He's half machine technically himself, kinda.
I can get you sized up for a new arm. It shouldn't take me too long to throw one together. I'm pretty. It's kind of cybernetics are kind of my specialty.
I would appreciate that. Hey, he's like looking to Brian. He's like, "You grew up just fine." He like pats you on the head with his like one arm. It's good to finally see you.
It is good to see you too. I'm hoping we can spend more time together.
You hardly know me, are you sure?
Dude, family bonding. We can go. I can teach you how to solar sail, and we can go. What do aunts and what do uncles and nieces do? Fishing.
I think you need 2 arms for that, Brian.
I taught my brother how to sail.
We can sail together. It would be awesome. I bet I can beat you. Very good.
Sure, we should find a place. Suitable water, good buoyancy. Like, he's looking around. Is there a window in the rooms that you guys had? Can you see the outside in space?
I'd say I'd say that I probably had the shutters closed until we knew he was stable, and then once he seems all right, I'd like click a button and the shutters would open up to show the window. Like, I wouldn't have it open until we knew he was okay and wouldn't like try to throw himself out the window or something.
Space is extremely purple.
Yeah, well, we're kind of not into space right now. It's complicated.
We're in like this interstitial universe called the Drift. It's very complicated.
I mean, I don't quite understand it either. I just kind of fucking go along with it and nod my head.
To be honest, so far I'm very disappointed. I've heard great tales of golden bacon trees and naked plain dwarfs, but nothing so far.
That sounds horrifying.
Here's a handy little pamphlet that I picked up on my travels, and I hand him just like a thing that just says interstellar travel and you. It's like a little pamphlet that's like all about people who aren't like spacefaring peoples and like trying to explain the principles of it.
And I scanned him a videotape here, and when he plays it, a guy sits in a chair backwards and says, "So, you've entered space for the first time." In the Captain America voice.
He's gonna go, I guess I suppose I should watch this, and I've got a lot to catch up on.
Oh yeah, speaking of catching up, so like, this is a bit awkward considering you survived and are not bad anymore, but we kind of sold your stuff.
You may have taken some stuff from the Boglock. I've kept all the things are here. Don't listen to Aiden. He is a big joker. He's very sarcastic joking. Look, all of these things, you might have gone a little bit crazy. I'm not sure you remember, and took some stuff, and yeah, we were able to recover some of it.
Are you like showing him a video feed of like the hangar camera or something?
Oh, well, like she had kept some of the more valuable things, so she's like shows something, I guess, small that she still has on her.
I assure you that we were very, very respectful with the artifacts, and suddenly there's footage of Aiden using one artifact as a back scratcher. Very, very respectful.
Scratch tosses it into a pile.
Brian is going to shove Aiden out of the room.
I'll be right back. Nice meeting you, sir.
Look, you need to pilot. There are space asteroids in space drift.
Fine, I'll go to the kitchen and get some pickles and get back to piloting.
And that's right. A few minutes later, the fucking pickles betrayed me. But you do see your uncle look down towards you. It's like, do not worry. If I had taken this, he like picks up the artifact you showed him. And to Victor goes the spoils after all. You beat me fair and square, even if I wasn't in my right mind.
Yeah, but there's no more valuable stuff. It should go back to your tribe and its people.
I would appreciate that, Brian. I suppose I should read this pamphlet while you're setting up my arm. He looks down towards Vyukeshi, who's, by the way, you go up to like just above his knee. He's a tall guy. He's even taller than Brian's dad.
Yeah, it's like give me 20 minutes. I'm just gonna use like, I imagine part of my arm's toolkit is I have like a laser like measuring tape. So I just do like a quick measure to go like zzz, zzz, zzz. Ah, perfect. I just measure out his arm.
Mm-hmm. Weirdly enough, it would barely take you any time to make, because I think your skill is so high it completely destroys basic prosthetics.
Oh, I wanted to ask you something, Ash. I assume not, but I just want to double check. If I get the seat speed suspension upgrade for my legs, does that apply when I'm wearing armor? Like power armor, or does the power armor always override it?
If it's a cybernetic, they always count as being active. Armor does not override the fact that they're active unless you're in a vehicle or something.
Kuzon, just to make sure, you're not planning on cutting off your legs in the future, are you?
I mean, if you know, dangerous to work, if they were to fall off, you know.
Kuzon!
What?
Don't cut off your legs!
But I have better ones. Look how good these legs are.
Even cybernetic technology is perfectly safe. Lots of people throughout the guy. If Kuzon thinks he can do better than his body, then trust.
Yep.
Well, actually, yeah, Prava's gonna spend some time in this downtime too with Brian's uncle, like in like a video group chat in the mom chat, trying to like reintroduce him to his family.
You're trying to explain everything, are you?
Yeah, like call up in and.
I may need a little bit of diplomacy on that.
Absolutely.
Which is basically, yeah.
Sentenced to 80 years hard labor.
Oh, nice. So you're basically smoothing things over. It's like, yeah, do you remember like your brother-in-law? Do you remember like is Brian maybe like helping you a little bit here and there? And it's like, yeah, he may be alive. And
look, I don't understand this exile thing, but it sounds like a serious medical condition, and I don't think it should be like legally binding. You know what I mean? He wasn't quite himself when all that stuff was done.
Though, what does confuse her is the fact that he's better now.
Yeah, I don't explain that because I would have to like out Bryn and her spooky mask to do that. So I'll just claim that it was spooky space magic that fixed him.
You discovered some sort of magic that is able to cure an exile.
At least to a certain point, yeah. I don't think it would work if they were fully taken, but we were able to isolate the bad part of the exile to a part of his body, and by sacrificing that part of his body, call the disease.
Amazing. Perhaps we could somehow reverse engineer this. I expect a report on it, Brian. Well, I look forward to your report, both of you. Brian, make sure to include everything important, the header, the different resources you have.
Don't worry, Brian. I know APA format.
Don't forget the syntax check. It's very important.
Yes, that as well. And I expect it in our language, Brian.
Just for posterity's sake, shouldn't it be in multiple languages?
Well, it is more to do with us, but I suppose if multiple people may have to read it, then yes, you're right.
Why are you making me do more work? Why?
Perhaps you should translate 2 copies of it, one in our own language and one commonly.
She hangs up. She hangs up.
He's like,
She's like, yes, mother. Okay, mother. All right, bye. Got the. Oh no, space interference. Hangs up.
Space interference. Within stabs of communicating.
Man, space is very convenient sometimes, huh? You can blame a lot of stuff on space, I guess.
Yeah,
by the way, Bryn,
you?
I have been thinking this for a while, but your people will not voluntarily do go through some transformations. They quite literally change the shape of their bodies as, you know, they grow older, correct?
No, the only time, like, the reason some of my people transform is because of the exile. Like, it pretty much transforms your body into a more bestial form.
I've been thinking about that, but what exactly, like, happens to them once they become exiled? Like, what's the force that changes them?
We don't quite understand. It's kind of like a meld. It might be slightly hereditary, and it has to do with the use of magic, and it's kind of like if you use too much or draw too much, it starts taking from your own life force and just kind of like sucks away what makes you I was going to say human, but caber.
Wait, so all the magic that all the technomancy you've been doing for us is putting you in danger of undergoing this exile process?
Essentially, because it does. It is possible that it runs in my family, as you can see by my uncle. But it would have probably already shown signs of me having the effect if it was, because you have to be susceptible to it, and not everybody is.
So you're basically confirming my fears, and the reason why I asked you this, that you're basically killing yourself every time you use magic.
No, I'm maybe killing myself.
Prava's like looking over Bryn like really invasively now for like signs of like treeification and other.
Now, hold on, Prava. Before we get too excited about this, remember what happened with the arm. Somehow she consumed that, well, whatever it was. If that's the case, it's possible that her body may be immune or battling the effects of this transformation. Maybe if we study her blood and her biome, we can find a way to reverse engineer it and actually find a way to help her people.
I was just going to mention that we have a magic workshop aboard this that could perform more intense magical investigations of this.
Yeah, we should definitely trust Thiveron with this stuff. I mean, last time when I had secrets to keep from you guys, he was very professional about it.
T-Rod's gonna look at you very worriedly, whimper a bit. I do not keep secrets.
No secrets.
5, 6, 7.
Alright, enough chatting. Let's get Bryn on the operating table. Aiden picks her up.
No.
I don't believe Bryn is the one to be investigated.
Are you sure?
Yes. I believe we're investigating this mask.
Aid you, Thiveron, in looking into the mask, because I don't know how well it might react to you.
Because you're aiding a Blackened, you get a +2 to that check.
So you're studying it. I see.
Yep, I'm not doing anything super invasive. I'm just analyzing its magical makeup and seeing what its effects are that could be affecting Bryn's biology.
Alright, Bryn, since you're not going on the operating table, I give her a sheet of paper. Better get working on that report.
The thing that, should I tell Mother about the mask? She might be able to do some insight, but then but then she'll probably want to study it too, and then I can't keep it, and I don't know.
I think the last thing you should be worried about is keeping the mask. I'm more thinking your mother will probably ground you if she finds out half the things you've done.
Well, hold on. Maybe the mask is what's keeping Bryn stable as she uses her magic. If her uncle has it, she's probably genetically prone to it as well.
I mean,
I'm not sure if it should be separated from her.
At first I thought it was only because of the weird visions we were having in the spooky library, but no, yesterday she also turned into a black monster, so I don't know if that's healthy for her.
I mean, I think I was worried at first it was evil, because it would be like, give in to your anger, let it, like, kill them all, and I was like, that seems a little bit sus, as you would say.
That's probably something that you should have shared with us. Like,
so you hear those voices too? Oh god, I thought it was only me.
Oh no.
So, like, jokes aside, Brian, do you think this thing might be messing with your mind?
I don't think so.
I mean, it would be hard for you as a person inside your mind to tell if...
But it makes suggestions to me, and if I don't like them, I've said no. It's asked me so many times, like, oh, let me help you. I'm like, no, there's no need. And it's like, fine. And it like goes back to being, it like broods a little bit. It's a little bit of a brooder.
Yeah, so can Prava try and like psychically vibe check with this mask? Just
You can. I would need a willpower check.
Okay. Willpower is this button.
No.
I'm gonna go ahead and declare communalism.
So you felt a little bit of psychic backlash that was about to hit you, but you managed to basically disconnect your mind before it reached you and then reconnect, almost like turning it off and on again. As you reconnect, and you hear almost a threatening growl.
Hey, easy now, friend. I'm not here to cause any trouble. Bryn just told me a little bit about you, and, you know, that makes you a member of our crew. And as the captain, I thought I should give you the old interview.
You are not one of us.
No, but I'm a friend of your people.
I decide that.
Oh, of course, I wouldn't want to tell you how to feel. How much are you able to perceive through your connection to Bryn? Have you been watching us?
Only when I am warned.
We just want to understand your nature a little bit better. Bryn is wondering if she should tell her family about you or not. And I have some concerns about the potential of her being exiled using her magic with us. Have you detected any of that factor within her? Is she susceptible to the corruption?
All descendants of the first are susceptible to the corruption.
Oh, that's very concerning indeed. Have you noticed any building within her, or have you been helping to obfuscate that, or?
I have aided.
That's reassuring. That's reassuring. So we don't really know much about your origin. Bryn has been thinking that maybe you're involved with the fourth sister. Would that be correct?
I am not to do with the fourth.
Not the. Are you to do with one of the sisters?
The fourth controlled life. The second, the precious minerals and materials of the planet. The second, the very earth. I am the shadow of the first.
I see. That's all for now, I think. Would you have any problem if I attempted to communicate with you again in the future?
I will allow it.
Wonderful. Thank you a lot for your time. I'll let you back to whatever your situation is. Welcome to the crew. It's nice to formally meet you. Do you have a name that I should call you by next time we meet?
Call me what you desire.
All right, I'll workshop it with the others. Thank you very much.
No, that's the shadow returns. The tendrils stop going off of the mask. By the way, Thiveron, while you were studying, you did find out some information which I posted, but I can clarify. Essentially, this mask is connected to the shadow plane. You know that for absolute certain, that it is connected in some way to the shadow plane. And you know it does have somewhat deeper abilities than just the gloom and the shard, the junk shard ability.
And I rolled a sense motive there. Was the mask like forthright and honest with me for the duration of that conversation?
From what you could tell, yes.
So, Bryn, your theory about the mask being tied to the fourth sister wasn't quite. The mask calls itself a shadow of the first.
I see.
It says that while all of your race is susceptible to the corruption and it has been helping you fight its influence, it also believes that the way you do magic makes you relatively resistant and immune. So even without the mask, you should be safe to continue practicing your magic.
That is good. Wait,
Yeah.
but how do I do magic differently from other people?
I'm not sure. I didn't think to ask.
Interesting.
Yeah, the mask is open to further communication. It will allow me to speak to it again, so if you think of any other questions you want to ask, I might be able to even act as a relay to let you talk to it more directly than you normally do.
Bryn knows that she can talk to it if she wears it.
Yeah. Wait, I kind of missed what the XSplit. So the fourth sister harbors life. The third is.
The fourth harbor is one that basically made all the animals and the plants and the like. The third sister is the one that made the crystals, the minerals of your planet and filled it with all precious metals. The second sister is the one who made the Earth in the first place and how it interacted and blocked out the sun. While the first sister was meant to be put there as a sort of coordinator and guide of sentient life. And she was also the one that reined in the other three sisters when they went haywire.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I confused that. I thought it was the fourth one that brought into line the other three, but it was the first. Okay. That is very in canon, in line with Bryn.
Misunderstanding your culture.
God.
My own culture deceived me?
No, the thing I made up myself, I can't keep straight.
You know what, Bryn? I hate to be that guy or Thiveron in this case, but maybe you should crack a book open once in a while.
Does that mean?
I have been studying so much, right, Thiveron?
Thiveron?
Sense motive.
It's like, but I've been doing so well.
Here's the sense
Doing a
motive.
good job.
46.
She's been trying her best, but she's
Thiveron just like,
you think she's been studying so much.
you know, 3 days ago I did see you studying that scroll, but it seemed like you had a back problem. You were slouched over your desk. I was going to come in and see if there was something wrong with your back as you were slouched over, but you're making this terribly raspy breathing noise. I figured it best to leave you be.
By the way, after your talk, I feel like you would have gotten to Absalom by this point. Your uncle has gotten his arm by this point, and you've studied the mask, and you like see like he's checking out his new arm. How did you make it? In what style, Kuzon?
I think I probably took some visual inspiration from some of the armor that I've seen Bryn's people wearing. Because it's kind of meant, a lot of it's meant to kind of resemble wood and stuff like that, right? With a little bit of crystal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd take just for the sake of a little bit of flair, I I don't understand crystal technology, but I'd make them a solid arm, and I include like little bits of like purpley, crystally flare and stuff in between the seams, and make it kind of resemble like a wooden arm almost. But it's obviously metal in close inspection, but just like aesthetically, almost like I gave it a really nice paint job, like a car. Yeah, I'd give him like a cool little. I'd use all stuff I've seen in Brian's people as inspiration for it. I'm an artist. Oh, you're muted, by the way, Ash.
So you like put little bits of gold on it and the like, and he's like, you do well, little one.
It's Kuzon kind of just flexes his own metal arm. It's like, I had to get good in order to survive.
Outsider technology is impressive. We had little apart from magic in order to achieve the same result.
I have a lot to learn about your guys' crystal tech.
Well, I am glad. And what is that? Like, after you come out of the drift, like, back into normal space, there are spaceships going around. Absalom's like the busy hive that it normally is, and the uncle is like so just dumbstruck by the sheer amount of like stuff.
And if you look over there to the right near that desolate wasteland, you can see that massive evil looking station. That's ours.
No, we're Absalom, not Akiton.
Akiton, right.
Welcome to Absalom. This is where I'm from. It's kind of the center of the known galaxy. This is a big space station built by all kinds of races coming together, and it's got a weird technology. There's a crystal in the center called, crystal tech, something you're familiar with. It's called the Sunstone, and it makes space travel to this location the same distance, no matter where you are. When you travel through the drift, you can always get here in the same amount of time. So it's the biggest trade hub of the known universe.
So you also have an arm.
It's not quite the same, but yeah, it's similar.
My theories were confirmed.
It doesn't like create like your Nam does. It kind of just distorts space as well as provide electricity for the station.
I knew it.
Aiden's going to download a very generic history book of the creation of the Pack Worlds and how they did what they did. He's gonna give it over to Duncan and say, "Here, nerd, knock yourself out."
He's gonna take it and he's like, I knew it. I knew all along that it wasn't a god.
Oh no, there are a lot of gods.
Thiveron's offended.
Yeah, but none of them show up or speak or really do anything ever.
Hold on now. Hylax has Avatar descended to the world. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they really just hang around and rest on their laurels. They don't do shit.
And Thiveron here has directly spoken to his god at least once.
I mean, as far as he knows, who knows? Maybe he was put on voice mail, or maybe he was talking to the secretary. He doesn't know. Nobody knows.
I tell her stories. She tells me stories. Sometimes they are relevant and useful and provide very insightful wisdom for the problems that we are facing. Sometimes, though, it is mere gossip.
So she is yanking your chain.
I'll have you know that on more than one occasion, I have used this information to aid you and Prava. We're alive.
By the way, Thiveron, as you're talking to Aiden, and you're like talking to him about your god, you see this massive, glorious ship like slowly like drift toward Absalom.
Oh no, it's him.
Could you roll me mysticism?
Will do.
It's that reed guy, isn't it? Is it shaped like a dragon?
Oh, as you do that, you see this symbol.
Ooh, Aiden.
You see it plastered across the side, and it's like this marvelous ship. It has like large guns, of course. It has bits and pieces on it. It even has some trailing behind. Almost seem to be these solar panels, which are almost like ribbons on the back of a like large ship. given that role, you can only guess that this isn't like some priestly ship. Like, this isn't a ship that just a priest would use.
Right.
And you also know what the god is known for.
Embezzlement.
Which is breaking off shards of himself and crafting them into avatars.
Oh,
Right, so as we were having this conversation about theism, a god just pulled up beside us.
Thiveron is gonna be like, now, do you know what that is? That is a ship of followers of Aiden. A god who is very well known for traveling the expanses of the galaxy.
Did you at least want to meet the shard?
Aiden shrugs. I can see this means a lot to you. I guess let's see what this guy's all about, I guess.
New friend?
Yes, Aiden is one of the good ones.
Is there like a formal procedure? Should we just hail their ship, or should we like talk through a representative, or?
Aiden is not known for formalities as many of the other gods are.
Well, that's a good thing, because I've been dialing him for like 40 seconds now. And he shows his console, it's pinging.
You see on the other side of your cell phone, yo, this is Aiden.
All you hear, you actually do hear something on the other side. It's like, hello, who's brave enough to pick up this? Like it sounds like almost a raspy, experienced voice on the other side.
It's Aiden from the Perseverance. Who the hell is this?
I have either picked up the phone to a crazy man or somebody equally as interesting.
I expected to talk to a god, so you know, you gotta ask these things.
Prava's gonna go ahead and disarm Aiden and try and grab his phone.
Kuzon's just sitting there. Kuzon's just sitting with just a big like shit-eating grin, just watching the display. He's enjoying this.
Curses! I don't think I beat Aiden's AC.
Nah, it's okay. Aiden just gives it over. Like, what, Prava? You want to talk to him?
Yeah, I don't think you're. Greetings, Captain Prava of the Perseverance here. Had one of my number 2s give you a ring.
Are you calling me a piece of shit?
I'm calling you an important crew member. I'm calling you my
subordinate.
Yeah, well,
Thiveron says sternly.
Well, hold on. Number 2 implies like trusted second, like, you know, like first partner.
Oh,
much like a trusted subordinate.
You know, I have heard of your vessel. I'm glad to see that the stories are true.
Oh, even the Divines have heard of our work.
Well, one of you met an old friend.
Shaylin, yeah. Oh yes, good old Shaylin on her conservation planet. Yes, that was quite an adventure, wasn't it?
Yes, even got to work with the god of pain himself. A marvelous adventure, I must say.
And I could tell you more of these adventures as well. I'm sorry, I understand that you prefer equal titles. What should we call you?
Well, I suppose you know who I am by this point, so you may just address me as so.
Speaking of stuff, why do you sound like you know exactly what we did on that planet?
Well, I do. My divine self is still in contact with the others.
Thiveron, that facility, did it have cameras?
Aiden, that facility, a god was watching it. He's saying he got the information directly from another god.
Wait, so, he didn't get this from the live stream?
Like...
I assumed he watches the stream.
Are they like, this is important to me, Prava. Are they watching your stream? Are gods watching your stream? Or are they just constantly watching us? Because I want to go take a shower, and I'd like to think that nobody's watching me when I'm taking a shower.
Well, I can't wait for Kite Lover to be Aiden himself.
Don't worry, there's only a few gods that would do such a thing.
So basically what you're saying is some of the gods are voyeurs. Good to know.
He does not answer that question.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, what kind of hobbies does a god have? What do you like doing?
Well, doing what I'm doing now. Being on the mortal plane, relaxing.
Is that what
living out my final days.
living out your final days.
Correct.
Oh, so basically what you're saying is that the body that you inhabit is getting cold.
Correct. Though I must say, I look quite good for my age.
Yeah, we don't really have a visual. Hey, Thiveron, do you want to see a visual? Let's see what this guy looks like.
I mean, I would like an audience in person if you're not too busy. I would love to have a chance to meet with you, swap some stories, maybe discuss the future of adventure in the Pact World.
Why not? After all, you were brave enough to come and contact me. No, it wasn't my plan to come in on this ship, you see. We can discuss it on planet.
If you indulge me, I do know a very, very good pizza place.
Ah, yes, pizza. I enjoy this. Let's go.
Sends coordinates. Not Enzo's.
Enzo's go get fucked. Oh, God. So, you're heading down onto planet, are you?
Yes.
Can't believe
Nice.
we're gonna have pizza with Divinity. That's the second coolest person I'll ever share a meal with.
Is the first one your mom?
Yes.
Ah.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Since we are going to the pizza place, it's kind of tradition at this point. I'm gonna order a takeout pizza and I'm gonna have it delivered to our techie priest guy, the friend with the...
Oh, Samuel.
Yeah, Samuel. I'm gonna
You
have
don't even
pizza.
go visit him, he just gets a pizza delivered to him.
Ah, the others must be back. Yeah,
They
pizza
can,
nice.
on the receipt, they can write, you know who this is from.
So, just so you're clear, of course, as is the norm, the best pizza place isn't high like art or anything like that. It's down in sort of the slums, but not right in the middle of them. That's where the best pizza place you
He's
reviewed
the
at is at.
adventure god. He'd probably like to be near the slums anyway. It's where the excitement happens.
You are heading straight there, are you?
Yeah, no reason to mess around.
Brian, your uncle's wandered off.
Oh, no, I thought we were going to invite him to meet the god.
Oh, you've been to meet the god? Alright then.
Yeah, I mean, he was curious about... We were having a conversation with him about divinity. We're not going to leave him out of the chance to grill a god directly.
Nice. Right. As you enter into like the pizza place, it's not too busy. You got some bits and pieces here, like a few people handling themselves, like just having a piece of pizza slice here and there. But it doesn't seem like there's any elderly men here right now. You may have to get yourself comfortable with
Detecting
their
magic,
lives.
detecting magic, detecting magic.
Detect magic, detect magic.
Can I reach
Nice
out
and
and grab a Where's Waden magazine?
Current reports on where the god Waden is, 24/7. As you go up towards the counter, you suddenly see this. He looks to be in around about his 70s, though his skin looks rather good for his 70s. But you can tell like a little bit of cataracts here and there as he stands up and he's like, "Ah, there you are,
Why are you behind the counter?
making pizza." You see his hands covered in flour.
I look back towards Thiveron and Aiden just says, "You know what? I like this guy. I'm into gods now."
Waden is the patron deity of equality.
Oh,
Ah, you know so much about me.
I study a lot. Thank you for the compliment.
No problem, no problem. And you see, like, he strokes his beard. He's let his beard grow out a bit. He's clearly not the cleanliness of guys. He's still got his wild bits of hair and stuff, though.
so are his hands currently free?
Yes, covered in flour, but free.
Aiden's going to offer him a handshake and say, "Pleasure to meet you. My name's Aiden Pendragon. I'm the CEO of Zero Risk Security. A bunch of mercenaries. Some of them actually worship you, and they've told me great things about you. Do you mind if we take a picture? I want to rub it into their faces."
Well, I don't know how they would know it was me, but it's good to meet you. And he, like, claps your hand, like, to grab onto the handshake, and flour just goes, like, as he does it. It's like, yeah, good to meet you.
You know, that's actually preferable. Some of the guys, when they're training, they do that with talc. Way worse.
Yeah, brushes it off in his coat a little. I'm probably not what you expected to see in a god, am I?
Well, to be fair, you're the first god I ever met, so you know, no expectations, really.
Well, that's technically not true.
Oh?
I mean, you use the bank here, don't you?
Yes, why?
I guess personally,
Thiveron just gonna
it's
nudge
no
him.
strong.
Avatar.
Wait, have we met gods before? This is news to me.
No, I'm just not personally, but you know of them. There's, you know, you can probably enter his heavenly realm from the top of that tower. You know, the shiny gold one, where it keeps everybody's money.
You know, I'm starting to think I'm a man out of his element in this world. Aiden looks philosophically at it.
But yes, I'm probably not the most godly and refined being you've ever met, am I?
I mean, if you make a decent pizza, I have no complaints.
I'm not sure about that. I haven't got many customers.
How would they know?
Opens the oven, it's burned to a crisp.
I managed to convince Fiona to take a break while I took over.
You need a hand back there, by the way?
Sure, help me make a pizza.
Aiden
Should
jumps
be
the
very
counter.
Tell you what, you start putting the toppings on.
Ooh!
Hello, so greetings to you. And he like shakes your like uncle's hand, Bryn. Like throws hand. He's like, good to meet you. And good to meet you as well. He's like leaning over almost comically over the like counter to reach down towards you, Kuzon.
Hey.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good guy.
You too, Bryn?
Hello. It is pleasure.
He gives a firm nod. He looks towards Prava. The shiny one.
Prava's gonna telekinetically like blast the flour off his hand before shaking his hand.
It's like, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, you too. He holds out his hand towards you, Thiveron.
Thiveron shakes his hand.
And he pulls you a little closer. Watch out, she may get jealous.
She has before. It is okay.
But we should discuss this after pizza. Aiden, help me with pizza.
Speaking of which, the first pizza is ready. I didn't know what toppings to put on it, so I put everything.
Aha, good choice.
Prava's gonna insist he sits right in the middle of all of us. This is about equality. This is about...
Oh, well, if you insist, he like, sits over. It's like, you're much better than Abadar.
Much better than who? What?
Abadar is the god of
the god
commerce
of
and trade.
civilization and commerce.
Oh, of course. The bank owner, gotcha.
Exactly. He loves people with money. That's why the only people who get to really see him are rich.
No.
That's not the good way to do it. People should be judged on their personalities and merits and morals.
He's probably good friends with that Reed guy then.
Abadar does not spurn those without money. He simply tries to make sure that money goes where it can to enrich everybody.
But perhaps divine talk should be cut short a little bit on such matters. Unless you wish to ask me something.
Yes, tell us about your last adventure.
Oh.
I would be absolutely honored to receive it and record it for the archives.
You mean the one that ended me up here? Well,
Yes.
that's simple enough. I had my own ship, my own crew. This time I was a merchant trader, going from place to place. I was going to a few new planets that had been discovered with sentient life, trying to trade my wares. Easy, simple. Nothing to be too worried about, right? Well, that was until we got attacked by the swarm. Yeah, the small little pod out in middle space, it turned out. So when we came in and, well, my ship didn't survive.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, they were good people. They will be with me, don't worry. I'll make sure to, give in a good word to Phasma. But...
Thiveron's like kind of in awe, like he just casually said he has conversations with Pharasma.
I wasn't exactly myself. I never am at the beginning of my journeys, you understand. I always want a nice fresh perspective, a new personality, trying something out. though I always end up on, well, my nature. Just near death, I came to know myself. And then I had to give a vision or two to a few priests, and gestures up above. You see outside of a dome of a spire, you see the big ship. It's one of my churches came to pick me up. Oh, I was at the end of my life to begin with. This body is decaying, I suppose.
Why do you do it?
What do you mean?
You go through all these lives, you connect with so many people, you form so many relationships, only to lose them. That sounds agonizingly painful. Why do you do it?
Oh, that. I've been asked that a few times, but I would say it is painful. It can be painful. Losing what you had, losing children, watching your family line grow and die once you're God again.
If that's a weird way to look, I think that pain just shows that you had something worth losing, you know?
But why subject yourself to it willingly?
But I subject myself to it, I suppose, is because the best moments outshine the darkest by such a huge margin. You may not know it now, but maybe at the end of your life, maybe standing before Phrasma, maybe even traveling through the river, you will know that it was all worth it for those bright moments in your life. The darkest, even the end of what you thought was the most important people, you know that it's just a flash. Just a tiny piece of darkness compared to the bright canvas that you paint in your lives.
How beautifully said.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, Aiden has a mercenary's heart, not an adventurer's heart. He's always weighing the value of things a little bit too much. But...
I'm not willing to part with anything valuable I have. I only take. I never give.
You have to forgive him. He was raised by dragons who don't understand the concept.
Well, you can say as much as he can, but he's given up plenty.
Self-sacrifice is not the same. If I can sacrifice myself to keep everything I have, that's worth it.
Tell me, apart from all this talk of death and everything else, what's your current adventure?
Yeah, well, we just came off an adventure, actually. Hold on, I got some video footage here. And Prava's gonna play right in front of Brian's uncle the video of us beating the shit out of him.
The uncle's like, what? Is that what I did?
Prava, that footage, the ending, we kind of told him something that happened and it didn't happen that way.
Bryn is slapping a hand over Aiden's mouth and is pausing the... Look, I think that there's more than enough information. Wow, what a crazy fight! Many adventures. And pulls up a stream, like one of those like compilation videos online that someone made of all the stream highlights of like best moments. We've been on. Oh, cool! Wow!
Oh, I see.
By the way, speaking of adventure, call my bluff or not, but I've handled enough contracts and jobs to know when somebody's got a job worth doing, and when we were on the ship talking over the comms, it sounded like you might have a job for somebody.
Oh? Did I sound like that?
Yep, like I said, I've kind of got experience with this kind of stuff by now.
I mean, if there is anything that we could do for you, we had thought to ask something of you as well, so it'd be nice to do something for you first, you know?
Oh, I'm far more interested in what you would ask of me.
Oh, well, in that case, maybe you've heard about the recent situation with the Tenebrous Guard.
Yes.
Well, we're in the process right now of gathering allies, gathering strength. Certainly you must be looking for a great adventure or a great battle for the end of this vessel's life, no?
What did you require my help for? I mean, I know how to use a gun and a sword.
Well, yeah, just anything you could do to help the war effort. If you have people that would like to fight with us in the final battle, if you would personally like to fight by our side. I don't presume to demand anything of a god, but if there's anything that you would like to contribute.
Ooh, I have an idea.
What is it?
I mean, if you're the god of adventure, right, then you should know all of the best places to find, like, old artifacts or abandoned pieces of technology or, like, other stuff like that. Like, maybe you could suggest us an adventure we could go on to stock ourselves.
Well, that's good too, yeah. If you don't want to interfere directly, if you could push us in a direction to...
I could probably send you on an adventure, though. I mean, it would just be some guy asking you to go somewhere. Remember, I do not have my godly blessings or anything in this form.
Aiden fixes his glasses. I'm a mercenary. I take jobs from any man, be it man, god, or anything in between.
For instance, you could go and collect the personal effects of my late crew.
Is there any chance of us running into the swarm?
Oh, highly. You have to break into a swarm ship.
Oh.
And Prava visibly shudders.
So personally, I haven't ever run into the swarm myself, and I've been very meticulous about making sure that none of my company ever get any jobs involving them. Since you've had first-hand experience, to say the least, what can you know, tell us about them? Like, everybody treats them like they're some kind of living plague, just going around destroying everything. Is it really that bad?
It is a very apt description. I have videos of the fall of Suskalon I could show you.
Well, yes, they are essentially right, to be honest. Because, well, they are essentially a plague of locusts. Then, if that's around about it, then I will probably head off. I got to bother Abadar about my insurance.
I would be honored to take this quest from you. However, if you ever would like to speak again and hear of the adventures that we've accumulated, we do have a station above Akiton. And we do have a noodle cook whose noodles are absolutely to die for. They're nearly as good as pizza.
Oh, I see.
Nearly,
Well,
not quite.
I'll make sure to keep in contact then. Don't worry, I have your number.
I'm impressed, Thiveron. You both threw shade and acknowledged the noodles.
Diplomacy is a forte of mine.
So Waden basically stands up and he's like, right, it was good meeting you all. I wish you luck on all the adventures. Where may I bless you on your adventures?
It was a pleasure to meet you as well. I'm really happy to get to know you better.
You too. I'll keep watching you with a keen eye. He's about to walk out, but then he turns back and goes, "Oh, pray at night a little more about Televa. I'll send something through her when I can."
Thank you, and please let her know. I am absolutely not thinking of switching teams.
Of course. That's why I'm not contacting you. I'm just telling her to tell you.
You know, Thiveron, the more I learn about your god, the more it seems like you're in an abusive relationship. Like, should we get a counselor for you, or...?
You do realize I am joking, mostly.
Mostly.
So you'll get like prepared to pack up and stuff. When you get back to like the ship area, you see like Noelle in a robot body was like walking back towards the ship as well.
Right,
She gives
so
you a wave.
before we leave, well, two things. First of all, Aiden went back to Zero Risk for like at least half an hour to check up on everybody and bring them some candy and gifts. Also, rub the picture into people's face about him being buddy-buddy with a god that's making pizzas. If they even believe him that that's a god.
It's like that cat is like, look, I think you just found a crazy old man in like a pizza parlor.
Oh, your god's not gonna like you talking about him like that.
I mean, no, I think he'll love being talked about like that, actually.
He's like, yes, yes, disbelieve more. So yeah, as you get on, it's going to take about 5 days to get towards Traxxas. Not much is going to happen in that time unless people want to do something in that 5 days. But you do get a small news bulletin pop up on your news feed. Like Noel has been filtering it.
Oh, what's it say?
I posted it in Roll20.
Oh. What is it?
Old man that broke the top
Why did you
floor
break
of
it?
Avatar's tower discovered to be waiting. More information soon.
That sounds like a straight up like tabloid. The day before we get to Triaxis, though, I want to roll my mysticism check, and just in case Aiden gets in like a wrestling match with his dad or something, I'm gonna give him a D20 reroll.
Insinuate
And
that
remind
I
him
can't
about how
totally kick his
this
ass.
knowledge of potential futures came directly from Talavet herself, and he should be thankful.
Listen, man, I fought Dad once and we're 1-0. I can beat him again.
That was exactly the DC.
Nice. So, are you going to be parking in the city, or are you going to be parking near your private one again?
The private one.
Ah, look at the lovely industry building. You can see the large glowing orange window which marks where Goro lives and watches over the land.
Oh, he's watching through the window.
Normally he is.
I wonder if he's there. Anyway, time to land. Whoosh.
As you land at the dog, Brian, you see your uncle going, I think this is a little much for me to take in.
Do you want to just hang out in my room and chill out? It has the perfect humidity. It's full of crystals. You'll be home soon, I promise.
He gives a nod. It's like, maybe I'll just stay in the ship for the time being.
Are you sure? This is the planet with the closest ties to your people. There are actually lots of your kind on this planet right now, working very closely with Aiden's family.
You don't like the chilly mountains? You don't like the blue open skies? What's wrong?
Well, we don't have whatever that white stuff is.
Alright, you guys live underground like moles.
Yeah, the sky is a lot. It's a lot to get used to. So I
Oh yeah,
understand.
also if you look
The
over
snow.
there, yeah, through the dragon clouds, you can see the sun. It doesn't try to burn the surface of your planet every couple of days.
Also, water is weird. Water is weird everywhere else. Water is weird. Just don't go near water.
I mean, I would say
Water's
that
weird.
water's a lot more safe
It's soft.
elsewhere
The
than-
water is soft. It's like
Soft? Is it not well? Is it like polluted?
no. It's like you stick your hand in it and it just goes all the way in.
Is it the
There's
same as
no-
that stuff that you served me? You called it water, but I did not want to believe.
Yeah. It's like that, but imagine more.
Huh. I must see this. He's like, he's ready to go outside now. He's like, ugh. By the way, as soon as you park down, you already see like a few like drones coming in and removing panels off your front of your ship. Like,
Yeah, as usual, mom works fast.
he's like, it's already underway, being worked on.
Fancy.
And of course, as normal, and thanks to mom chat, I suppose, you do see, of course, your mother standing there.
Alright then, let's get out there. I can't wait for the nice, cool, fresh air to hit my skin. I've been feeling hot for a while.
Hello, dear.
Hi, mom.
You have brought some more friends than before.
Yeah, that's Brian's uncle. He used to be a little bit crazy, but we chopped off his arm and now he's fine.
By the way, could anyone who wants to, could you roll me perception?
Oh, yeah.
Will do.
Let's see. Prava, Aiden, Kuzon, so everybody but Bryn sees the fact that Noelle is walking off the ship and going into the drone bay. Like basically going into a maintenance area of a building.
Huh. Maybe she wants to make some new friends?
I bet. It's like, I'm proud of her. Already looking to improve her body with more mechanical stuff. Takes after old man.
But I did hear. Did you need some help, Kuzon?
I need you to put this in my legs.
I see. Do not worry. As a dragon, I am, of course, proficient in removing limbs of mortals.
That's just a skill that all dragons have. I get it.
Huh. Why? I'm surprised, Mom. Why are they laughing so nervously? That joke killed at the last Christmas party.
Well, of course, that was because there was a lot more of a... Never mind, just... Brian's uncle is still without a shirt, and he's like, this place is so cold.
Yeah, maybe you should have worn something.
Not great.
By the way...
It is also very cold. Is there any, like, market stalls with clothing?
No, you're on a private platform of their thing, so
yeah,
Ross is actually like carrying him along inside. He's like, come on,
If we landed in the city, I probably could have done something for him. At least, you know, grab him a dragon chocochino to warm him up or something. But not here. Let's get inside.
Let's go.
Oh, and here are the stats of your new weapon. She hands it off to one of you. As you enter into the lovely place, you see your Uncle Brian is starting to feel a bit more, well, relaxed now. It's much warmer inside. As of course, being more fire-based, Goro is more into the heat.
Are there any, like, fountains and stuff in here?
There's one. As you go in, you're not there into his main area yet, but there's like a foyer fountain, you know, where people sit and wait for a meeting with the head honcho.
Brian's gonna drag him to the fountain.
What's this? He's like
water.
looking at, but
What?
it's like see-through.
No, look, touch it.
But it like sticks to your hands.
It's weird.
Brian, Uncle of Brian, I know that you keep thinking this water is odd, but here's the thing. Everywhere water is like this apart from on your planet, so technically your water is the weird one.
What? He looks towards Brian. Is this true?
He's not technically wrong.
That's the best kind of technically.
But it just seems so wrong. So the rest of the universe's water is less convenient. That makes sense.
It's way funner you can like swim in it. Drinking it's a lot less awkward. It's got pros and cons.
If you're strong enough, you can swim in the water on our planet.
Okay, yeah, but if you stop, then you get stuffed pretty quick, no?
Speaking of the water on your world, how the fuck are you supposed to drink that shit?
Hey, it tastes pretty good.
Wait, you tested it?
Yeah?
Are you okay?
It tasted pretty good.
It's like, I'm sure, Brian, have you got some on you?
Oh yeah, I prefer drinking it, so I have a little stock that whenever I go back home, I get some.
He like holds out his hand, and I suspect you got one of your people's one, and he like undoes the lid and squeezes it like almost like one of those yogurt things, and it comes out, and he takes some out of his hand, and it's almost like jelly, and he just eats it. He's like, there you go.
God, that's
he
so
hands
wrong.
it back to you, Brian.
That's so wrong.
It doesn't get
everywhere.
everywhere.
Chewy texture. It's really interesting to eat.
It's like. You hear Rosa say as she's like waiting for you guys go, it's very good at cooling, strangely enough.
Oh?
Yes, the heated part becomes more liquidy, and the more solid part replaces it, almost like it's churning. But yes, Kuzon, are you ready?
Yes.
Understood.
By the way, Mom, have you spoken with Zane recently?
No, of course. Why?
No particular reason. What is he doing? Like, has he told you anything new, interesting?
No, just the normal Zane things. Nothing big or anything. You can see she's looking away. Yes, dear?
Are you sure you don't wanna tell me something? Can I give her the puppy dog eyes?
She's not looking at you. She's like, you better head inside, dear. It's cold out here.
Is that the only one that doesn't know?
Doesn't know what, dear?
That Zane finished school.
He knows too.
What? What? I was the only one that didn't know? What?
Well, they had to get permission from us in order to, graduate
I'm
early.
gonna kill him next time I see him.
He was just having some fun, and, well, he needs time to grow up and have development.
Aiden's disgruntled as he goes inside. He just mumbles to himself. By the way, it's awfully quiet. More so than usual.
Well, your father is out, so no more rumblings or anything like that.
Yeah, well, Aiden looks around like he's waiting to see somebody.
You looking for Ellie?
Yeah, where is she? Usually at this point she'd be all over me or something.
Oh, that's because she's out currently.
Oh, is she at school?
Yes.
Makes sense.
Anyway, I think we should do the surgery now, Kuzon. Everybody, you know where your rooms are. Please.
Thiveron goes to pray.
Rosa picks up Kuzon with his stuff. Come on.
I'm just, I imagine Kuzon while, even while he's on his mild anesthetic, he's just like trying, he's like trying to talk them through it.
It's like during your time as you're about to get the operation, it's like, no, not that. No, that's not right. This screw. He's like,
You need a size 17 bolt.
if you put a 16 in there, it's going to be too loose, and I'm going to use it to kick your ass. Through your groggy, understandable, directions, night starts just not night, but the afternoon wanes on. Zane eventually comes back to the tower, and so does your father.
Get a job.
Aiden. I have a job.
He is right, Aiden. He does have a job.
What's his job then?
Thiveron looks at him expectantly.
Oh, right. Thiveron knows because he can communicate with his bird.
Mm-hmm.
Zane looks towards you. He's gonna try to sense motive. See if you know.
Oh, let's find out. Oh shit!
yeah,
I'm gonna use Thiveron's reroll. 48!
So, Thiveron, are you trying to hide the fact that you know that he knows?
No, I just said that I know he has a job. I was waiting for Zane to explain to him what the job is.
So Zane tries to hide his surprise, but he's like, and Aiden, you thought that you were gonna do, but that grand battle strategy that Thiveron talked about noticing your opponents where their hands and what they're doing, you look down towards his hands, and he's gripping them tightly. He's keeping something from you. How do you even know?
Zane, I know everything about my family.
No,
Oh,
not you, him. You didn't know.
I know everything, shut up!
I'll point towards Sid.
I thought we were friends. I gave you seed.
Don't.
Sid just like flaps his wings at him.
Nugget's my new favorite animal. He gets in a big breath and then decided to take over the company.
So why are you being so secretive about it?
Because I know you secretly wanted to.
What?
It's okay, I can advocate. It's fine, I'll give up for you, brother. I know how much you wanted it.
I'm gonna grab him by the collar and I'm gonna lean into him. Don't do it.
Don't do what?
You are perfect for this job, Zane. It's clear that you should be the next head of the family as the older brother.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I kept it from you. I'm gonna miss these little back and forths.
Wait, is he being serious?
He looks like he's actually being quite serious.
Wow. I'm surprised. I thought you were just trying to pull a fast one again.
No, not this time.
So, what made you finally decide to do it?
Well, strangely enough, a trash princess that you found.
Oh, Bryn.
Helping her people and, well, getting everything together just felt nice.
Hey, I'm glad for you. So everything works out. Wonderful.
Well, I'm not looking forward to being taught about what's gonna take to run a company. So, you know, maybe a 10 or so year break.
It's okay. You'll have a couple of centuries to get used to it.
Anyway, what are you doing back here?
Oh, we came to get some new firepower so we can obliterate our enemies faster.
I see, I see.
And literally everybody's in the room, and then even though he's sorry he wants to do this, he's like, "Hey guys, look what I can do!" And he's just gonna activate his feet and just throw himself into the room.
Holy shit!
Damn.
Woo! And then he just fucking just eats shit and crashes.
By the way, he rolled a 9. He has a plus 40 something bonus.
It's a one-time thing for the purposes of like jumping.
Zane makes sure to like pick you up out of the crashed ottoman that you destroyed. It's like, there you go.
Yeah, and then he just falls over.
It's like, I don't think you're meant to do that so soon after surgery.
It works. It works.
Understand? He like pats you on the back. He's like, let it all out, let it all out. Though I forgot to ask, Thiveron, are you going to be praying that night?
Yes.
Ah.
It's time for divine retribution.
Ah, nice. Thiveron, you get a rather clear vision. You see it within your mind's eye as... Oh, it's almost like a waking dream as you're floating about. And you see this convoy of black ships moving against the equally as black sky of space. Slowly moving towards their destination. You don't know where they're heading, but you do see several ships of a packed world closing in on this convoy, starting to open fire, and just before the battle properly erupts, you suddenly see it vanish.
What vanished? The Packed World ships?
No, the scene before you.
Oh.
Seems like you were given a glimpse of future.
Thiveron is going to, hold on, let me see how this spell works. As soon as he wakes up, because this feels very important. He's going to use a resolve point to cast divination, which is essentially the same as what I used to do with the like, is this a good or a bad or a mixed bag? But it also comes with a piece of advice.
Ah, nice.
With this in question, like, is this good news? Is this bad news?
Basically, it's considered good news. While the advice is that this is a moment of this to be a decisive strike.
So this is a critical moment.
Yeah, sort of think of it like a military moment. Like, oh, you're attacking supply lines or something akin to that.
Tenebris Guard ships being attacked?
I would say roll me perception.
37.
37. I would say yes. From the symbols and the like, you can tell.
That they are a Tenebris Guard?
Yeah.
It's the Tenebris Guard being attacked by Pact World ships. The feelings that I got were that this is somehow a critical moment in the quest to come, and that it should be good. The results should be good, provided we take care.
Sounds like good news then. Why did you sound so freaked out about it?
I would not have been shown it without prompting if it wasn't that important.
So we should worry about this exact scene here.
Yes, I believe that we may need to be present here at this battle for it to be good news.